Well, hello there. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon. It is May 25th, 2025. My name is Dawn Bourget, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves everything stamps, ink, paper, all the pretty things, all the blingy things. It's good to be here. Happy Memorial Weekend. I hope that you're having a great weekend. I have something fun to share with you guys today, as always. But of course, before we get started, there's a couple of things I'd like to run through. And first and foremost, you'll notice I'm no longer putting the link up above in the paragraph that you see when you join the Facebook Live about where to sign up for my email newsletter as far as an actual link goes. I explained this a little bit last week, but I know not everybody watches every single week or misses things. And just to mention that I'm not going to put the link right now in with all that other information. We're going to go ahead and stick with the QR code. Apparently, Facebook is not liking any links that go directly to my constant contact. It's something to do with a spam bot. Lovely. And that's beyond my control. So anyway, if you need a link instead of using the QR code, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to zip it over to you so that if you're not part of my email newsletter and you'd like to be, then this way we can get you going on that. But I'm just afraid to post it on Facebook for a while because they've been blocking people from their pages and stuff, which is not real cool. Anyway, so go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone, point it towards the QR code, and it will read it and give you a link in yellow on your screen. You go ahead and tap on that with your finger. It'll take you right to the landing page, right to where you need to go ahead and fill in your name and your email and click let me in, and that's it. That's it. It's very easy to do. So anyway, make sure I'm in the right spot. Hello, Susan. Happy Sunday afternoon. Thanks for joining. I better do this before I go any further. I start rambling, then I realize, oops, I can't tell you guys how many times I've done that too. It's slightly embarrassing, but you know, things could be worse, right? No, it looks like I'm in the right spot. This is good. We're doing good so far. And I replaced my router and talked to the people we needed to talk to about the internet. And it looks like it is much clearer on my end. So I hope it is for you guys as well. All right, let's go ahead and go onward. As far as places where you guys can find me, of course, if you found me here on my business page, I'm glad that you're here. Go ahead and say hello and let me know where you're viewing from. I love to see where everybody is from. Hey, Evelyn. Hi, Susan. It's good to see you guys. Happy Sunday afternoon. I hope that your weekend's going really well. All right. Also, there's a community on Facebook. So if you are not there and you'd like to join us over there as well, feel free. That's Dawn's Creative Chalet Community. I have a YouTube channel, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet. Go ahead and make sure that you click the subscribe button and hit the bell. It will turn black, and that will give you all the notifications every time I load anything to YouTube. And then, of course, my blog. This is where you'll find the pictures of the projects that we do each week. The replay will be there as well, along with the place to grab the recipe card, I call it, which we'll talk about a little bit more in a minute. And what else is there? Just all the things from today, basically. And it's a condensed post from today's Facebook Live. So I do that every week. And then, of course, I send out several emails during the week, just letting people know about the replay in case that they've missed it and would like to view it. And, of course, my online store. So if you guys need anything at all, feel free to jot it down. Ask me questions if you would like as well, if you need item numbers or anything like that. And again, the recipe card will also help you with that. But this is the link to my online store. Hey, Marie. Happy Sunday afternoon. It's good to see you. Anyway, so we have Stampin' Rewards, and they are Stampin' Up! Rewards all of us, demonstrators and customers, with 10% back in rewards to go ahead and spend on future purchases. So anything over $20 is eligible, which is really cool. So that helps with everybody basically being able to enjoy those rewards, which I'm really excited about. And so far, I think everybody's loving it. Okie dokie. What else I want to talk to you guys about? Things that are coming up, of course. So, my dog is going ballistic today. She's so wound up. She's seen the dog next door. That was an experience in itself. Anyway, onward, Dawn. No squirrel moments. As we get into June, because the latter part of this month, in fact, we just had our product-based class. That's right. I'm losing track of time. It's crazy how time flies. So we're looking into June now. Isn't that crazy? June, you guys. We're almost halfway through the year. This is nuts. So we'll have the Starbucks Sip and Stamp on Friday, June the 6th. And then we have Creative Card class coming up on the 12th. That is free with a minimum purchase on that class. So feel free. Every level of crafter is welcome. There's nothing that I make that isn't available or isn't practical for every level of crafting. Did that come out right? Not really, but you guys know what I mean. So anyway, that is on Thursday, June the 12th, is Creative Card class. We make 4 cards with 1 suite or bundle. And this time around, we're using Sunrise Sailing. So there's some really cool cards, masculine feeling cards that you could use as we come up to those things for the dudes. Also, towards the end of June, we have the Beautiful Gallery, which is the Beautiful Motifs and the Gallery Blooms bundles. And in this class is $42. You'll get the Designer Series paper pack, the whole pack, other than what I need to cut for you for class. And it will also include the embellishment and a ribbon or twine. So, again, it's $42, but you get to take home product, duplicate all the things. And let's see. Starbucks Sip and Stamp into July, just to let you guys know now. And we'll talk more about July later, because that seems far away, right? And it's Marie's birthday on June 6th. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Marie. I know it's a little early, but you can celebrate from now through the end of June, because you can. It's your birthday. Let's see here. Starbucks Sip and Stamp in July is going to be moved a week later because it falls into the 4th holiday. So I just wanted to let you guys know that if you're planning on attending, it'll be on July the 11th on that Friday. It's usually always on the first Friday of the month, unless it's a holiday. So, all right, we've covered all of the good stuff there. And also, just to let you guys know, speaking of purchasing products at my online store, if you do, this happens to be my card for all of May, I have an offer for everybody. Any order that's $75 or more. Hey, Kristen, happy Sunday crafternoon. Any order that's $75 or more is eligible and will receive this in your email. It's the Bundle of the Month video class. There are 16 of us demonstrators who have collaborated together to do this on a monthly basis. If you place a $75 minimum order, I will automatically send you the link that will give you access to this. And this is my card. And we're featuring the Impressions of Bloom collection, which is an online collection. I love the dies. Like, the dies are so addictive. You could just make a whole garden of flowers. Just cut and cut and cut flowers. It's beautiful. But anyway, these are some teaser pics of some of the other projects. So just a little perk for placing your order with me. And just to talk about real quick, the starter kit right now has a really good deal going on. So if you guys have a list of things that you are wanting, but you've been holding off between what's in the catalog and anything that's online, whether it's the kits collection, the scrapbooking collection, thank you, Marie, or, the the online exclusives, obviously, anything at all that totals up to $165 a product, because that's what they're giving you. For $99, you'll be able to choose $165 a product, get free shipping and a free paper pumpkin kit and business supplies in case you need them. But first and foremost, the best thing about this is not only are you getting like the free shipping and you're getting additional product, what's really cool is you can start shopping immediately as a demonstrator like I do and get a discount and earn rewards. The coolest perk about that is that when we're getting rewards as a demonstrator, Stampin' Up! Is rewarding us for the retail price of our rewards, not our discount. So not only are you getting a discount, you're getting the Stampin' Rewards, the 10% back on the retail product price. I hope I explained that correctly, but it's pretty cool. So it's a really good time if you guys, for those of you who have been previous demonstrators and would like to come back, just to enjoy the discount, if anything, because I know there are some of you out there who are purchasing products with me, and I don't know, I almost feel guilty. Like I always make sure I shout it from the rooftop about the specials when we have them on the starter kit, just because they're good deals. It's a good deal anytime, but they're sweetening it up a bit. So I just want to remind you guys, this ends the end of this month, which is what, in like 6 days. It's hard to believe. 6 days flying by. Also, just a reminder on the cloud cover, just in case anybody did not get the memo in the last couple weeks. If you do try to order the cloud cover ink pad, the full size ink pad, you're not going to be able to. It's turned off. We're unable to get that product. The ink didn't play well with the pad itself. It's a chemical imbalance. Imagine that. But anyway, that sounds so funny and I have to giggle. It's not funny. But you know what I'm saying. This is not playing well chemically. So anyway, there are roundabout ways to get the cloud cover ink on your projects, because cloud cover is such a beautiful product. So just a suggestion as far as either getting the Stampin' Spots of the collection of which is in the annual catalog or online, or going ahead and doing the old-fashioned thing. Remember when we used to take our markers and color our stamps with markers? You could do that. Or just getting the refill, because they are selling the refills, the ink refills of cloud cover. And then you could also get the uninked Stampin' Spots and make your own ink pad, because these are made differently than our full size ink pads. That's why. So if you're like, well, how come I can do that but I can't get the ink pad? That's exactly why. So anyway, just wanted to run that by you. I just want to make sure everybody's getting the memo sooner or later here. And of course, the 6th of May, we had introduced some brand new online exclusives. And honestly, I have to say, some of the things that are in our online exclusives that we're seeing every other month are even better than some of the things that we're seeing in our published catalogs. So these are always items that you'll not find in a published catalog. So make sure to check out my store just to make sure that you're not missing anything. There's some really good stuff there, you guys. And of course, I think that they also were updating the what we call last chance list. So those are things that basically, they're not technically retired yet, but they're not really, they're just floating. They're extras that we still have that aren't going to be published at all. And the thing is, with the last chance items, once they're gone, they're just gone. We don't really have word other than us checking as well as a demonstrator if they're still available or not. So if there's some items that maybe you wanted from the last mini catalog, for an example, you'd want to go check and see. Not everything's marked down, but there are some great markdowns as well on products. So you can find some good deals. And you can put those things into a starter kit too. So just to mention that, you can save even more money and put that stuff into a kit. But anyway, so those are kind of like last chances, just while they last until they run out, kind of a thing. So there's no commitment from Stampin' Up! That they have to carry them for any certain length of time. Anyway, lots of good stuff. So there's like 6 pages of newer things here, you guys. So check them out. And I've already talked about Stampin' Rewards, so we're all getting them. I think that's awesome now. And I'm really loving the new program. At first, I have to admit, I was a little leery about it because, you know, it's the unknown. We don't know what to expect, all that fun stuff. But I think I've gotten pretty comfortable with it at this point, and to help all of you out as you go ahead and make your accounts and opt in to the program. And it's so simple. The computer is taking care of everything. We don't have to keep track of our rewards. It will always take your older rewards first, which is really nice. So yeah, nothing to have to think about. It lets you know everything as soon as you log into your account, which is great. Less thinking that way, which is a lot easier for me. All right, Paper Pumpkin, make sure you sign up by the 10th of June if you would like to get the June kit called Full of Charm. Give you guys a little bit more of a closer upper view there. That is our teas. Look at the colors that they're going to be playing with. I love it. It's going to coordinate with the Floral Charm Suite collection. Why doesn't that not sound familiar to me? Am I missing something, or is that something that we're going to maybe it's a pre-order in June and something that comes out in July? I don't know. There's so many new products that it's really hard for me to keep track of them all. So I'm not sure. Nonetheless, it looks really cool, and I'm super excited. Of course, this reminds you guys, scrapbooking stuff. Oh, and speaking of scrapbooking stuff, and I don't think I printed it. Let's talk about it for a minute. If you guys have questions, ask them while we're talking about it, or zip me a little message. Speaking of scrapbooking, in July 16th through the 18th, and I thought for sure I did have something printed. Just a sec. I did. Okay, let's do this. Here we go. Okay. In July, Stampin' Up! Is trying something new. As most of you know by now, Close to My Heart is no longer. They went out of business. And a lot of their makers moved over to Stampin' Up!, which means a lot of them were concentrating more on scrapbooking than they were card making, but they did offer both. So with that being said, finally, Stampin' Up! Has gotten into the world of scrapbooking, memory keeping, which I'm really excited about because actually, long ago when I was in high school, this is how I originally started my whole journey with paper crafting. I was in middle school, high school, and I would collect paper clippings, from the old newspaper days. And remember those little pictures that you used to hand out to your friends? You get your pictures taken every year, and you'd have 20 of them to hand out to your friends. So I always saved all that stuff. I saved everything. I saved ticket stubs as I got a little older, going to concerts and things like that. All the things, and I stuck them into a book. And at that time, I just figured I was collecting memorabilia. I don't think that we really called it scrapbooking at that time. There really wasn't, I don't know. It just wasn't really a thing. I was like hip before hip was hip. I don't know. Anyway, so with that being said, I was introduced to scrapbooking a little bit further into things as I got a little older, and I took all that stuff and then I started to put them into scrapbooks, right? And that's how I originally started this whole obsession with playing with paper. And so, yeah, I'm a little older now. But nonetheless, I still love playing with paper. But with that being said, this is hard to believe, but I don't have kids. So I got caught up with my scrapbooks, so I got more into the card making because I could make a stack of cards in the same amount of time that I could work on a 2-page spread. And if you guys are scrapbookers or have scrapbooked previously, you get it. You so get it, right? It can take you hours to work on a 2-page spread. But anyway, with that being said, and trying to work it out in colors, mixing and matching and all that stuff, right? Well, Stampin' Up! Is doing something that Close to My Heart used to offer their makers and their customers, and I'm really excited about it. At first I wasn't sure, but I'm going to go for it. I'm going to do it. I made the commitment. I'm going to do this. It's a virtual album retreat. The actual dates are July 16th through the 18th, and it's going to be in a Facebook group. But I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. So basically what you do, you purchase the virtual album retreat kit. The kit is $250. You're like, oh my gosh, right? It seems like a lot of money. However, what you're going to get are 24 pages of pre-planned pages. Or as I should say, 2-page spreads for every month of the year. So January through December, they're not going to be, how do I want to put it? They're not going to be like labeled a particular year, or if you don't want to label them as January, February, March, etc., you could just use them as layouts. So they've given us some samples of what these layouts are going to look like. What's really cool about this, that I am like really geeked about, especially with me being a demonstrator who offers classes, and I'm always cutting paper. I don't mind cutting the paper, but I tell you what, if someone else is offering to cut it for me, and a whole bunch of paper is being cut for me, and all I have to do is sit down and create and learn some new techniques, I'm right there for it. So that's what's happening here. Every single thing is going to be pre-cut for you, or they will have little punch outs and things like that. So all of that is done for you with all of these layouts. Pretty cool. Also, I believe there's don't quote me on this for sure, I think there's 4 exclusive stamp sets that are included in this price. And everything's recorded. So if you cannot watch it live, or you just need breaks, you can just watch things later. It's going to have lifetime access to all of this, all of it. So if, something comes up where you can't be part of any of it live, you can do it on your terms instead. It will be available to you. And the event itself is free. It's just paying for the product is what you need to pay for. And once you've paid with the product, you are good to go. You get that virtual retreat included, which is pretty awesome. And from what I've been hearing from previous makers of Close to My Heart, is that both they themselves and their customers who have been scrapbookers for a while absolutely enjoy the event. I've been keeping my eyes peeled on it and things that are being said about it. And there's a lot of hype about this right now in a leaders group with Stampin' Up. So I think it's pretty cool. And so if you guys have been scrapbooking for a while, or if you're thinking about dabbling into scrapbooking, this is something that is going to, whether you're a beginner through avid scrapbookers, I guess what I'm trying to say, it's going to be an all-inclusive for everybody. And they said, do not be afraid of not being able to keep up. You're definitely going to be able to keep up. And again, every single thing is cut for you, which I think is just pretty darn cool. So this is the time they will air as far as live event itself, and that's Mountain Time. So for an example, if you were on the East Coast, it would be 4 o'clock to 12:30 a.m. If you're a night owl, that's great. If not, that's okay, because again, every single thing is recorded. So it's pretty awesome. Like I said, I'm very, very excited about it and looking forward to being a part of it. They also give you an additional supply list, so some things that you'll need, the basics like a bone folder, the blocks for the stamps, paper trimmer, all the things, and some inks that you'll need as well. So if you don't have those items, you'll have this to go by, and you can go ahead and include that as well. Now, if you are a demonstrator who's wanting to be a part of this, the cool thing is you purchase the retreat that kit, the retreat kit, whatever you want to call that thing, you purchase that. And if you purchase anything that you need here, you basically have met your minimum. So you're good to go. But anyway, I wanted to talk about it for a couple minutes because I am super excited about it. If there's anybody who's a customer of mine who's interested in it, but really still have some questions, reach out to me. Maybe we could get together and do something together, work on it together. I think that'd be fun. I know the time on it is a little crazy, but you know, again, it's all pre-recorded stuff, so we could always work something out. Okay, I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Just in case you guys need it, I will have a recipe card available. I will put the link for this up above on Facebook or below if you watch the replay on YouTube later. There'll be a link for this. So there's just some helpful links right here. And then I have listed all the products that we're using today. So that way you can go back, and if you don't want to take notes, you just want to sit and chill, that's okay, because all the products are listed here for you already. And you'll see this on my blog. There'll be a link as well, again, as well as here on Facebook after we're done, and on YouTube in the description. Okie dokie. Look at what we're playing with today. I'm so excited, you guys. I love this suite or collection of product. Is called Boho Vibes, and it explains it to a T. It's very groovy. It brings out the 70s in me. I love it. Oops, I did get all of those patterns on one page. I thought maybe there was some on the back, but I guess not. So this is a 6x6 pack of paper. This is the Boho Vibe 6x6 DSP. There's the item number right there, and it's $12.50. I love the colors in it. It features petal pink, Cajun craze, daffodil delight, mossy, meadow, cloud cover, secret sea, and white. It's beautiful. And we, of course, have a fun fold today. Yay! So I haven't run out of ideas yet, you guys. We still have fun folds. Woohoo! In fact, I'm already working on next week's. I'm trying to figure out what to do. I'm a little stumped, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so here's the first card. You guys probably recognize this card, and if not, that's even better. This is cased right from the catalog. Sometimes when I get a creative block, that's what I do. I go ahead, I look in the catalog, and I just totally copy a card. With that being said, here, let me give you guys some measurements. Grab my little cheat sheet, as always. So first of all, I started with a piece of basic white, thick cardstock. I've cut it at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Now you only need one, but I cut two because in case of mishaps, I call them. But anyway, you're going to want a piece of basic white, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. I'm like, it's not 4 by 5 1/4. It's a little smaller. I had a brain fart. So I'm sorry. 3 3/4 by 5 for the basic white. Like I said, I cut an extra just in case I make a mistake. Because, you know, sometimes I do that. And then also there's another piece of basic white, and I cut two again, just in case of a mistake. And this is cut at 2 by 1.5, and this is going to be our sentiment on there. Okie dokie. And by the way, I forgot to show you the stamp set. Durr. Oh my goodness sakes. So this is Sunshine Vibes. I like the stamp set. It's very simple, and actually what makes it so good are the dies. So just to show you guys this, I know I'm jumping all over, aren't I? I think my brain is just in another world today. So this is cool in itself. You can cut out the entire rainbow and the rainbow things, the color things, you know, the things, the inside of the rainbow. Or you can cut the exterior of the rainbow out itself, which I've used today. You guys will see how these are used. This right here, you can use either outside or inside the rainbow. It will fit inside here, and we'll see that because I've used that. And then I've used all of these as well. These are so cool. So check those out. You can cut those in different colors to make your own version of a rainbow, whether you want it to be earth tones like this is, or brights or subtles, whatever you like. And then here's even more little dies here. I love the rickrack. Like, this is my favorite. When I was in grade school, I had a rickrack covered dress. It was crazy. I loved rickrack. It's the coolest thing ever. And then, of course, you have your hearts and these cute little stars that you can utilize on your projects as well. So anyway, I had to show you those. Sorry about that. I almost forgot to show you what we were using, along with, of course, the stylish shapes. This is a gotta have, you guys. These are just, they're the bomb diggity. Anyway, so we use those today as well, stylish shapes. So first of all, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this guy here. And you know what? I forgot to grab something very important, like blocks for my stamps. Let's grab those. Just when I think I'm all prepared and I'm not. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to use this guy right here. And the first thing I'm going to use is Daffodil Delight. And let's see, use this sample as kind of a gauging where I'm going to put this. So this is a half circle, and I want to make obviously a full circle. So we're going to go ahead and stamp it that way, and then turn it, and then stamp this direction as well. Just like that. Almost perfect, but not really. Hey, Kathy. Happy Memorial Weekend to you. Happy Sunday crafternoon. It's good to see you. Okay, so there is the circle. And then we're also going to use this same stamp and Cajun Craze ink. And then we're going to do a half circle. Right about there. Perfect. And then, let's see. Oh, I forgot my secret C. My goodness, what was I thinking? Secret C. Whoops. And I don't know why I'm saving these. They're in my way. You can see these itty bitty hearts too from the die. They're just kind of floating around here. It's always so hard to throw away any of that stuff, you know, because you never know when you're going to use it or need it. And then this is like a moon. At least that's what it reminds me of. And I'm, again, using Secret C, which is one of my favorite colors. It's like one of those colors that read differently depending on what you're using it with. Very cool. It's almost like my new go-to in place of black. Beautiful color. And then I'm going to take this stamp right here. Whoops, get out of the way there. And of course I didn't grab a big enough block. We got a heart sticking right to it. Otherwise, you know, I would just go ahead and lose all that stuff. Whoa, did you guys hear that avalanche? Digging to try to find the right size block. All right, so we're going to use Mossy Meadow and ink this up. And then we're going to go ahead and, let's see, put it just like so. That looks good. And I think we'll use that same color, Mossy Meadow, for the sentiment as well. There we are. So basically, this is what we call a SIP card, which is just stamps, ink, paper. And I'm going to grab Sending Good Vibes. Okay. Ink it up with the Mossy Meadow. I had to make sure I had the right color here. Although I guess any color would work as far as that goes. They're all on the same card. That's a little off, but hey, it's handmade, right? Okay. There. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on with dimensionals. And then we'll put the entire piece on with, of course, dimensionals. So are you guys doing the picnicky thing? What's everybody up to this weekend? So I think I'll put this right about there. There we go. And I'm going to put this entire piece on with dimensionals. Of course, there's a lot of the graduation things going on. I get to go to a party next weekend to celebrate a graduate. Really excited about that. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to bring in, this is part of that whole suite. This is the Muted Palette Dots. They make me happy. And I'm going to go ahead and attach a few of these on my card. I use Mossy Meadow, so I think I'm going to use something that I haven't used on here as far as ink color. We're going to use the pink, petal pink. That was the word I was looking for in my brain. Let's go ahead and put one there and one there. Okay. And there we go. There's card number 1. Okay, let's see. Card number 2. Here we go. This was a fun one to make and really, really, really easy. So grab my pieces here. I'm using Petal Pink for my card base and for my upper layer. And I saved these because I wanted to show you guys the die on this one. So what I used for this was just this. So I set it on top of this piece of Petal Pink, just like so, and I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and die machine, and then you get all these really cool pieces, which is actually kind of fun because you might want to save these. And if you want to do solid colors in your rainbow instead of these guys with the pattern in them, this has no pattern. So if you wanted to use some of these, you could cut out several different colors of rainbows and mix and match them, which is kind of fun too. So you can get a lot of different looks with this whole collection of stuff. Like I said, the sky's the limit on this one. I love it. As soon as I seen it in the catalog, I was like, I have to have that. Like, it's just too stinking cute. So this piece here is cut at, first of all, my card base is cut at 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I forgot a piece inside to line it, my white piece. Oh well, that's okay. And then the other piece of Petal Pink is 5 by 3 3/4. And again, I ran it through with that rainbow die. And then I have a piece of this really cool designer paper in that same suite. I love the stripes. And this I cut at 4 by 3. Whoops, there we go. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to put some glue on the back side here and attach it directly to it. And it's that easy. Isn't that cute? So you can do a lot of different things with this. If you don't like the paper, you could replace it with something completely different for your designer series paper too. Let's see here. Where's my glue? So I'm using my multi-purpose liquid glue. I have put it in a disguised bottle because I love the tip on this instead of the multi-purpose liquid glue tip itself, because it just, I don't know, too much glue. And then I'm a hot mess. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to glue it like so. The nice thing about liquid glue as well is it gives you a couple of minutes on where you want to place it. Some wiggle room, as I like to call it. There we go. That looks pretty good. Awesome. And then also, oh, did I lose? Did I lose my little heart? Oh, shoot. I knew that was going to, oh no, here he is. Here he is. This is what I call a losable, right there. An itty bitty piece, but it's from that group of 3 hearts in the dies. And we're going to put that little heart right there. Isn't he cute? And then I'm going to use Bossy Meadow ink and reach for my thanks here. And it's right there. Okay. Mossy Meadow ink and center it-ish like so. Perfect. I love it. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this onto the base with, of course, my favorite thing ever, dimensionals. All right. Peel these little guys off. And center it onto your card base. And then, of course, we need those pretty little muted palette dots. And, oh, there it is. And say, where did my take your pick tool go? It ran away. I had that problem all the time, you know. And we're going to go ahead and use the Daffodil Delight colored. Oh, get over here, little guy. Anybody else talk to their stuff? Or is it just me? I'm always talking to myself in my stamp room. I think I have the best conversations with myself. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And that is card number 2. All right, let's go ahead and grab the third one. So I saved the fun fold for last, you guys. Just saying. All right, so this has a lot of pieces. I'll give you guys a close-up of this. But it's a great way to visual all the dies that are offered with this suite of product. So first of all, we have a card base, which is 8.5 by 5.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And I remembered my white piece, my liner for inside the card. And this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and just put this inside like so. And all these other little loosey-goosey pieces here. So with this piece here, this is cut at 4 1/4 by 4. So this is going to lay on the very top. I have a bottom piece here that's just slightly smaller. And I believe it is 4 by 3 3/4. So this is 4 1/4 by 4. And this is 4, oh my goodness sakes, 4 by 3 3/4. Okay, clear as mud, right? Basically, we want it smaller than the layer on top. I know that's really hard to see, but there is a rainbow there. What else here? I have a piece, and actually I cut two in case of a mistake, a mishap, so I wouldn't be freaking out. But this is a piece of petal pink, and it is cut at 3 3/4 by 3/4 of an inch. You'll only need one, unless you like to cut two like me for just in case of, you know. And then I've also used Petal Pink, Daffodil Delight, Mossy Meadow, Secret Sea, and Cajun Craze for all my little pieces here. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I put this on the back, this other piece, and I'm going to put it on with dimensionals, and we're going to hope that I don't mess this up and it lines correctly behind it so that you can't see this piece peeking out anywhere. Because then what we'll do after I do that is put all these little pieces in place. Oh, the other color I used I didn't mention is Cloud Cover for the little itty bitty star here. Isn't that cute? I just love it. So I'm going to go ahead first of all, and we're going to play with some dimensionals. And just line this around with these beautiful dimensionals. Put some there. I know this is kind of excessive, but you know, that's me. That's my middle name. And I'm even going to use the crust, as I call it, of the dimensionals. And we're going to put these on either end, just like so. And then go ahead and peel all these off. The reason why I'm doing this basically is I wanted to, and you could have done, you know, I could have done a different color for the background, but I wanted this to look raised a little bit and kind of popped up like a window card, sort of. Oops, I did not peel that off. There we go. Okay, so this is the tricky part for me, is making sure that I line it up and don't mess up, because these little dimensionals are very sticky and they're not going to give me much give. And I did it. So that's what it looks like on the back. Ta-da! But it's kind of cool because it's that little bit of dimension. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and play with all these little pieces and put our rainbow together. I just think that this is so much fun. Because like I said, as far as possibilities with this, I mean, you could do any colors you wish. You could do school colors and all that fun stuff. Okay, so here are these little guys, these little leafy things. And I could have used adhesive, what do I want to call it? Adhesive sheets. But then I was like, you know what? No, I don't want to fuss with that. We'll just wing it with glue. I love risk taking. This is as risky as I get. Hi, Lori. Happy Sunday afternoon. How's your weekend going? Let's see here. And I'm going to put this one out this direction. Isn't that cool? And then we have the Daffodil Delight. And this has got that little, I don't know what you want to call those, little ridges. Kind of fun and different. Gives a little bit of texture. There we go. Alrighty. And then we have, for some reason I cut out 2 Rick Rack because I like it so much. But we only need 1. I'll save that for my next rainbow. And we'll put this one here. It's coming together. I love it. Makes me so happy. Now we just need a pot of gold at the end of it, right? And then that there. And then I cut a couple of these out. I love that. It's kind of a funky star shape. It almost reminds me of well, something kind of 70-ish. I don't know, kind of, sort of. And then I'm going to put that right, whoops, like so. There we are. Okie dokie. Now, what I want to do is work on this piece. And I'm going to bring in this guy because I might be stamping off a little bit. And bring in my Daffodil Delight ink. And I'm going to use this stamp right here. He's fun. It's like a baby sunshine or something. And what I want to do, because the middle of it's going to be covered anyway, but I just thought along the edge it would be kind of fun to scatter this image. Let's see, one there. Just for a little extra visual interest, I guess. Stomp, stomp, stomp. There we go. Give it a little extra sunshine, right? Okay, perfect. And then I need to grab, see, I need this yet. And I'm going to grab Hello and Darling. They are separate, so that way you have more options. So I'll put Darling on this stamp. We'll put Hello on an opposite block. Whoop. Come here, little guy. There you go. And then I used Cajun Craze for my sentiment. I thought that would look good with this base of Petal Pink. Move this over here for a minute. Oh, I found another heart. Now I'm finding them all over the place. All right. So what I think I'm going to do, Darling is the longer word of the two. And being that they're separated, I'm going to try to space this out correctly. In this piece, did I give you guys the measurement? It's 3 3/4 by 3/4. I think I did, but you know. Well, that's not too bad. I would have rather had these go in a little further. Let's try it again. Because we can, because I have a spare piece. Or I also have the back of it if, you know, it gets even worse. Oh no, it's cool and cloudy. You know, it was that way starting here as well. Today, it's a little bit warmer. At least the sun is out, which in itself is huge, right? Especially for Michigan. Like, we never know what to expect here either. And being along the lake, I like that better. Sometimes being along the lake, those clouds hang around and they don't want to move. And it was getting quite depressing because it's been cool and rainy, cloudy. I'm just like, seriously, we had 2 beautiful days in Michigan along the Lake Michigan shoreline, and then all of a sudden everything went haywire. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and bring my card base back in, and we're going to go ahead and attach this with some multi-purpose liquid glue and center it onto the card base, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this piece. And because I used dimensionals already, I thought it might be puffed up too much. So we're just going to attach this with multi-purpose liquid glue as well. And then again, bringing in these beautiful little muted palette dots. Let's go ahead. I'm going to add cloud cover on these little guys to it right there. All right, make sure I got all my, didn't get any ink on here because it doesn't dry on this. I love working on our glass sheet, but sometimes it can make a mess. And there you go. That is card 3. So you guys ready for a fun fold? Brace yourselves. No, it's a really easy one, actually. All right, let's go ahead and do that. So we're on our 4th and final card. Let's see. This one has a few pieces as well. This fun fold is called the Offset Gate Fold. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. It's nothing too crazy. Everybody can do it. But I really liked it because I did a couple layers so that this layers over the hello and the rainbow. Chris is like, woohoo, let's do this. I don't know. Be very afraid. This is an easy fun fold. I know I didn't break the bank on this one. But anyway, I love the designer series paper. So I really wanted to feature the paper, and I wanted a fun fold that would show a bit of the paper. So with that, yes, let's do this. Okay. So like I said, we have a few bits and pieces because I wanted to use a lot of the dies. So first of all, we have our card base. This is Daffodil Delight, and I cut it at 8.5 by 5.5. And then I scored at 1.5 and 5 3/4. So 1.5 and 5 3/4. So basically we're folding it. And, you know, it depends on which way you guys want if you want the short side on your left, you can do that and have the larger fold on your right, or you can flip it. And that's what I did, so that the larger part of the fold is on your left and the skinnier on your right, or the smaller, whatever you prefer. Or as I would say, the fluffy on the left, the skinny on the right. Okay, let's go ahead and use our bone folder and get a nice crisp fold. And there we are. Woo! Our big fun fold. Okay, and then we have some other bits and pieces. First of all, I cut a piece of basic white. It's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Some fun folds are, Kristen, but some of those that you do are amazing and they're beautiful. And I look at them and go, whoa, that is like, wow. She impresses me all the time. Okay, so there we go. And then I have a piece of this beautiful designer series paper in the Boho Vibes pack. There's the back of it. That's kind of cool too. But I really love this piece. It's so groovy, isn't it? Groovy. Oh my goodness. So this piece is cut at 2.5 by 5 1/4. And then I have another piece of the DSP, and we're going to use this side of it. And this is cut at 1 1/4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and just glue these down with a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. Whoops. And center it-ish on your card base. The same with the smaller, thinner piece. Just like so. And we're going to set this aside, and then we're going to put together our rainbow and do a little stamping, because there's very minimal stamping on this. So once again, I cut out my rainbow. So I just used that open die. And where did I put it? Here we go. So I just used this die to cut out this piece. And then, of course, I used all these other dies to fill in the rainbow. First of all, this is Secret C, one of our new in colors. And this, by the way, is Cloud Cover, which is also another new in color. And I tell you what, these two colors play so well together. They're beautiful. I mean, check that out. Just pretty together. And then we have, again, Mossy Meadow for our little leafy thing. Vine, leaf, what would you guys call this? Greenery, something. I'm going to put this direction, like so. And then this guy. It's almost like surgery here. Deep concentration on getting the glue just on the right spot. And there we go. And then the next color is Cajun Craze. Usually I only use Cajun Craze in the fall, but I'm loving the mix of colors and incorporating Cajun Craze, and with the mix of the colors I'm pulling from the designer series paper. And I just think they all just play really well together. Here's that little rickrack. This is Daffodil Delight. There we go. I'm starting to get glue on my fingers. Everything's starting to stick to me. And then this is Petal Pink. And put that on there like so. Whoops. I need to scoot this little guy over. There we go. Maybe. All right. Okie dokie. And then we have a scrap piece. This is cut at 1.5. No, erase that thought. I'm not sure what it's cut at. Let's see, shall we? Yeah, it's about 1.5 inch-ish, but I think 1/2. Yeah, 1/2 inch and 1.5 inches. And I want to take the hello from this, and I still left it on the block. I'm going to wipe that off just to make sure I don't have any Cajun Craze on that. And I think we're going to use Mossy Meadow, the same that we used on the sample. And stamp hello. Just like so. And then we'll go ahead and assemble our card. Now I was going to put the hello, show you guys here, bring it back in. I was going to put the hello down here. And I was like, you know, I don't know. Then I took it and I put it so it was thinking I could attach it to my rainbow. And I was like, you know, that's cute, but it's still, this thing's flipping out. I need something to make it stay closed, the card itself, that is. So then I decided, well, why don't I just go ahead and we'll attach the hello on the bottom here and attach the rainbow as well, but attach it from opposite ends, and then that way we can kind of, I don't know, tuck it so it stays closed, if that makes sense. Sometimes I really don't make sense, but you'll see what I mean. So I'm going to go ahead and with the rainbow, just on the left side of it, I'm going to put some dimensionals to stick it to the card base. Let's see here. That should be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and center it right about like so. Oops, look what's sticking to me. He doesn't want to be thrown away in the garbage. Okay, so there we go. You don't want to put it on both because obviously you would make sure that your card is completely sealed, which could, I guess, be a fun joke if you're that jokester type. And then I wanted to go ahead and put a dimensional. I was going to say a glue dot. It's not a glue dot. It's a dimensional. And I'm going to put this on the right-hand side back of hello. And put it right about there. Not that it really keeps it closed. I don't know. Just something about it looks more balanced to me. I don't know. Anyway, and before I forget, got to have those muted palette dots, right? So bring back my take your pick tool, or as I call it, whoops, the hokey pokey tool. I don't know why I call it that, but I do. And we're going to use the Petal Pink. That was the word I was looking for again. I don't know why I have such a problem remembering Petal Pink. I don't know. Anyway, I'll put a couple of these little doodads here and there. And there we go. That is our fun fold and our fourth card for the day. So with that being said, let's bring them all back in together so I can show you guys all 4 cards that we made today. Let's see here. So we have this card and this card and these 2. All right. Awesome. I don't know. Which is your favorite, you guys? I kind of sort of like them all. In fact, I'm going to scoot this over here. We'll do this little number here. Say like 1, 2, 3, or 4. Go ahead and vote. 1, 2, 3, or 4. And while you're doing that, just a reminder once again that if you do shop with me at my online store, you place that $75 minimum order, you'll get the video tutorial class for May into your inbox, emailed directly from me. So look for that. And that's 16 projects. That's a $30 value for that video class. It's pretty awesome. There's a video for every single project. Once again, if you're interested in the virtual scrapbooking retreat, you have questions, go ahead. 3. Kristen says, fun fold. Go ahead and message me with your questions if you have any on the virtual retreat. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Kathy says, number 3. That's funny. Like that was, I figured, oh, I don't know if I want to make this card. It's so simple, but sometimes the simplest things, right, are like the coolest. I'm glad that you guys like this one because I wasn't sure about it, but I thought, you know what? I need something else. I don't know what to do. That's cool. That's very cool. Yeah, so I guess that's about everything as far as reminders go. And again, the starter kit, in case you guys are interested, there's that special going on. If you have any questions about it, let me know. You could add all this stuff to it if you wanted to. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. So we have like what, a day and a half left of the holiday weekend. Enjoy it to the fullest. The weather here in Michigan is going to get even a little bit warmer and a little sunnier, which is good news. And I will see you next week right here at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn. I'm glad that you love it, Kathy. But yeah, you know, some of those really clean, simple cards are just the best, you know. Hi, Sherry. Happy Sunday Crafternoon. All right, guys. Well, have a great rest of your holiday. Enjoy. Taking some sunshine and maybe make something a little bit crafty. Get inky and make something pretty, right? All right, guys. See you next Sunday, 1 o'clock. Bye-bye.